my channel. My name is Jessica, and today on our little farm I am going to be making some very delicious cinnamon rolls that you make in the bread machine. And I always like to make a huge quantity. I usually use 2 bread machines, and I make a double batch in each, and then I freeze a bunch. That way I don't have to wait the usual hour and a half for the bread machine to work its magic. And then the rising time afterwards is usually an hour, so I just set them out the night before, and voila, I just have to cook them for 25 to 30 minutes that morning, and we have cinnamon rolls. And it works really well because my kids, they can do it themselves too. So continue watching, and if you enjoy this video, go ahead and give it the thumbs up. Any comments, leave them below, and please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you won't miss any videos. Okay guys, I am making a batch of cinnamon rolls in my bread machine here. What I got is 1 egg, and I added hot water to equal it up to 1 cup. And you just pour that into your bread machine. Then to that you're going to add 1/4 cup of oil. Then to that you're going to add 1/3 cup of sugar. Yes, I'm running 2 bread machines here. And I'm doing a double batch in each, which will probably make the top go up, but you know what, that's okay. And to that you're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt and 3½ cups of flour. And top it off with 1½ teaspoons of active dry yeast. Then you are going to set your bread machine for the dough cycle, and then after that, and close the lid. It's mixing up here. There it is after a little bit of mixing. My second one, it's not quite on the bottom. You can see that. It's not quite coming together. It's a little bit dry, so you go ahead and add just a little bit more warm water. 1 tablespoon at a time until it starts to all get to a ball. It's sticking together a little bit better now. My dough is done now. I'm just going to punch it down. Boop. And what I'm going to do is take half of it, and then on my floured cookie sheet, because remember, I don't like to use it on the counter, so I always flour my handy dandy cookie sheet. And I'm going to take half the dough and roll it out into a square rectangle. So, alright, there's the finished work. I'm just going to smush down the edges a little bit here. There we go. And then I'm going to add some softened butter to it and spread the butter all over across. Alright, just go ahead and spread it all out. No, I had it in the microwave just a little bit too long. That's alright, it'll still work. And then what we're going to do to that is we're going to sprinkle some brown sugar on top. There we go. Get it all the way to the edges so you get all that yummy goodness. If you don't nuke it quite as long the butter, it won't be as this runny in that. So, top of that, I mixed up some cinnamon sugar and I keep it in a separate bowl, and I just sprinkle that on top of that. There we go. And then you're going to roll it all the way across. I take my serrated knife, stretch it, so it thins it out a little bit, and about like that. And then just like that. And then you're going to place it into a greased pan. And then just keep going. Each time pull it a little bit, stretch it out, cut, put it in the pan. And then you're going to continue all the way down. Batch of the cinnamon roll dough makes about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 11 to 12 cinnamon rolls depending on how thick you cut them. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to let them rise in a warm place. So in my case, since it's so cold today, it's about 30 degrees outside, I am going to stick it into a warmed oven, but with the oven turned off, until they're about double in size. Yeah. Looks like with the butter, not as quite as runny and actually just softened. It doesn't look as wet and it won't leak out the sides as much. I always quadruple the batch, and then this batch, before I let it rise for about an hour, I usually flash freeze them in the freezer, and then I will stick them in a freezer bag until I'm ready to cook them. And then to cook them, and then on the night before, I just take out however many I want, put them in a sprayed pan, and then I let them rise overnight, and then I cook them like I normally would. Alright, if you can see how puffy these are, this is after an hour. So what I'm going to do is stick them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes until they're slightly golden brown. There they are. Now I'm going to use some frosting. Now I'm going to use a can of frosting that I had left over that I got to use up. Normally I will make my own frosting, and in the recipe below I will include the recipe for the frosting that I normally use. But here they are, and enjoy them. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video on how to make homemade cinnamon rolls in the bread machine. As always, I will have the recipe in the description below. Any comments, leave them down for me and I will give them back to you. I will get back to you. You guys have a good day and God bless.